Hey, what's up, internet? It's me, Matthew Andrew Drake. Here I am. Here's my room with all my wine crates and jerseys, and it's where all the magic happens. No magic happens. Anyway, so this is going to be a pretty big video. I mean, big. Yeah, this is gonna fucking take the world by storm. No, this is gonna be a long video. So what I want this video to be is, this is going to be my history of the internet and meeting girls, I guess. So it's always been a big part of my life. So it starts when I was about 12 or 13 years old. I moved to Castro Valley. There is a public library a few blocks away from my house, and so I used to go to the library all the time, and they had the internet. And so I started discovering the internet. I was back with 56K modems and the dial-up and everything. And you'd have to sign up for like hour-long spots or whatever, and man, I would just be on it all day. And discovering, you know, the world and all the different ins and outs of the internet, and going into chat rooms and stuff. Yahoo chat, you know, was one of the big things back then. This is probably 1998. And yeah, so I'd go, there was another chat room called SED that I would go to, and oh my god, like ASL, A/SSL, question mark, age, sex, location. So we used to ask people, and the real freaks would say you want a cyber, which meant do internet chat sex. And so, you know, just being a goofy kid, figuring stuff out. I remember there was some girl that was also apparently 13, was apparently a girl, and she lived in Washington, and I was in California, and she wanted me to call her, you know, her house phone. And she had to tell her mom I was calling, and I was like, well, it's long distance. You know, I don't know how I'm gonna call you. And so I got her number, and I long distance called her from one of the library phones behind a desk when nobody was watching. Got to talk to her for a couple minutes. So yeah, that was the beginning. So then I'm using Yahoo chat, and same 13, 14 years old. I'm in the California chat room, and I start talking to a girl, and she goes, I'm in Castro Valley too. And I'm like, whoa. And she was like a year younger than me. And so we start talking, and I'm calling her on the payphone, you know, using 25, 50 cents here and there. And so finally, one day she says, hey, she says, you should come over to my house and we can hang out, you know, out front or whatever. And so I walked about 1.5 miles, which when you're 12 or 13, that's really far, but nowadays, whatever. But yeah, so I walked up there and met her, and ooh, I liked her. She was cute, right? And so we'd talk, and she starts telling me about her neighbor that is a jerk, and he's mean to her and calls her names and stuff. So me at 12 or 13 or whatever, I'm like, well, I'm gonna beat him up for you. And so I go up there with a couple of friends I had, Andre and Patrick at the time, and they go knock on this guy's door, and they say, come outside, my buddy Matt wants to talk to you. And she had already told him, oh, Matt's gonna kick your ass, right? So I go up there, and this guy comes out, like, what's your problem, you know? And we get into it, and we start to fight, and I knock his ass down, and I'm like, whoa, you know? My friends are like, get him, get him. For some reason in my head, I have it in my head that it's not fair to knock hit a man while he's down, so I let the fool get back up. This guy got up and beat the shit out of me. I had a big old, like, bump on the side of my head. And so, yeah, that did not go as planned. The girl's name was Laura. We actually ended up going to high school together, and we never had anything more than friends. I'm pretty sure that was like one of her exes, and she'd set it up to, you know, it was, you know, what kids do. So there's my first internet meetup, right? Well, a couple years later, same thing, Yahoo chat, California chat room. I'm talking with a girl that is from San Diego, you know, the other side of the state. And she's into punk rock like I was at the time, or I still am, you know, and we love NoFX. We both love NoFX. And so we're talking all the time, and we're in love, you know. We haven't even met each other in person. In fact, this is before video chat, so we had only seen some grainy ass photos of each other, you know, but we know we're in love. So come to find out, her cousin went to school with me. So she convinced her mom, and I convinced my parents that she was gonna fly up and we were gonna go to Warp Tour for the weekend. It was 2 days, but she had to bring her little sister with her who was 13, so she's a little tag along. And so, yeah, we met her mom, she met my parents, and it's all good. We go to Warped Tour, and yeah, we're trying to ditch the little girl. I go do whatever you want. Nowadays, I feel like it'd be like, dude, stay with us. Like, I'd be afraid, but we're selfish little 15-year-olds. I fingered her in the not in the pit, but it was like we were so desperate we didn't know what to do. So we're like in this crowd of people and like bundled together. I'm like got my hand around her, like never touched a pussy before. It was awesome. I mean, whatever, who cares? I was just saying, not to get into too many details, but I totally smelled my fingers after that. I was like, whoa, this is what it's like. And so, yeah. So we watched the bands and everything, had a great time. And so we, the plan was we were going to go back to my house and then her mom was going to pick her up. And we are racking our fucking brains, like how we are going to fuck. Like, we need to fuck. She had sex before, I hadn't. I was a virgin. So we take Bart back after the show, and Warped Tour always ended early, so it was done around 5 or 6 before it got dark. We take Bart, which is the train, back to Castro Valley, and we're walking around. We go to Safeway, we buy condoms, right? You gotta be safe. These days, I don't give a shit about those. But anyway, well, unless it was some random, which I don't do random things. But anyway, it's a whole other story. So we go to the store, buy the condoms, and we tell her little sister to sit at the bowling alley. We said, we'll be right back. And my bright idea was to go to my high school because it was 10 o'clock at night. And we're walking around and we finally settled on like the middle of the baseball field and decided we were gonna do it in the middle of the baseball field. Like, if any creep had seen us or something, we both could have been murdered or raped or something. But instead, I raped her. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's a bad joke. Not funny. It was willing. So yeah, I mean, I freaking went down on her. It was like, wow, it was freaking crazy, But it was so freaking like cold and freaking like misty and dewy on the grass. Like I couldn't really like 100%, perform. And so I lost my virginity, but it wasn't like that great. And I didn't get off. So she maybe had a good time. I don't know. But so yeah, that's, we go from meeting the girl, getting beat up by her ex or whatever, and then okay, I'm in a relationship having sex, and she ended up coming back another time, and we went and saw Weezer and Dashboard Confessional, and she like stayed the night, but my parents like kept checking like every fucking half hour, which if we would have thought about it, half hour, it's a good amount of time, we could plan it, but you never know if they're gonna switch up there, So we tried to mess around, but never really, So that didn't work out because then I found a real girlfriend at high school, right? And so she was pissed at me and whatever, life went on. And so, sorry, I'm distracted by this shitty ad. I hate how YouTube makes you watch ads. I mean, I'm sure I could pay for it. Anyway, so yeah, meet her. Let's see, so I'm dating some real girls. And then, doing the music stuff and everything. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing really huge besides that until you get to my 20s. And my 20s, internet dating was, really taking off. And so I started using like OkCupid and Plenty of Fish and, dating girls off there, kind of the normal way to meet people online, right? And so, around that time, I had started my own band. We were called Outlaw. We were together for a few years in San Francisco, doing psychedelic rock scene in Oakland and shit. And band had been together for about a year. And on MySpace, which, MySpace I never pulled anybody like off of like legit. It was always like MySpace was more focused on the music. But anyway, I have MySpace for the band, and this girl messages us, she messages me on my personal profile, and she goes, hey, are you Matthew from Outlaw? And I'm like, yeah, and she's cute chick, and she goes to UC Berkeley, and she's like, yeah, oh my god, I love your music, like, blah, 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 lyrics and all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is like a real, like, legit fan, like, hitting me up, like, it's crazy, and she lives near me. And so she showed up to the next show with her buddy, who is also a beautiful girl, and they are just fucking all over me. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was like real fans. Like, this is like a small scale of being a rock star, right? And so she had a boyfriend at the time. So I was like, well, the friend is great. So the friend and I dated for a little bit, and then the other girl broke up, and me and this girl kind of fell apart, and then we ended up hooking up because we were doing a lot of blow. We were goofing around, which luckily I could even get hard. You know, blow, if you guys don't know, cocaine can make it difficult. But yeah, so there we hooked up from the internet. It was strange. It was cool. But then around the same time, there's a girl online who is a musician that I was a fan of, and when I first met her, she had a husband. I feel like I should probably turn this down. Maybe it's a little too loud for the video. But we had known each other for about a year or two, but we kind of lost contact. And so a couple years into my band, she had messaged me and, oh, hey, remember me? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember. How you doing? How's your marriage going, basically? And, oh, no, we're not together. And so we start talking, and, you know, we're really into each other. And so a few weeks later, I rent a car and go down to LA and stay with her for about a week. And we hit it off pretty well, met her family and shit, and came back, and then she made plans to come be with me for a week. And so in the meantime, Daddy Warbucks here, if you don't know the reference, it's from Annie. It was a rich guy that took in the orphan. Anyway, she has a tour coming up in London, and so she, at the time coming up of the story, and so she's stressing out because she's like needs to get the plane ticket and can't really afford it. She doesn't have a job, and so of course I fucking tell her, you can borrow the money. Here's $1,000 to fly to fucking England and back and do your little tour. And so we did that, and we were in a solid relationship. I mean, this girl's telling my dad we're gonna have babies and shit. My dad's like had a heart attack. He's in fucking the hospital laying there, and she's making jokes about getting pregnant, all right? So, I mean, it was pretty serious. So, she goes and does her tour and gets back, and I could just tell. Like, I have good intuition. I could tell with things, and so I knew there was something up, and we had a show scheduled in San Francisco from when she got back from LA, or from London, because she was flying into SF. So we play this show, and we both got fucked up, dude. We were drinking all day. I got this like cherry whiskey. It was fucking amazing. Like, I was drinking it. Ooh, it was crazy. So she plays, I play, and it was just going bad. We were arguing. I got fucked up so bad that after we played, I fucking threw my guitar down and smashed it in half. I fucking broke my guitar. Afterwards, we got in an argument. We were just fucking screaming at each other. My drummer tried to intervene. I flipped out on him. He never was in the band again after that. It was all bad. Just, ugh. So there's another girl from the internet. So it didn't work out. But, yeah, so, you know, we got a few little stories here and there over the span of 10 years, but I kind of stuck to the online dating and meeting girls in person. Well, one day I get home from work, and I was doing vending machines, and I worked very early, so I would work about 4 a.m. to 1 or 2 p.m. I'd get home, smoke a bowl, crash out, take a nap. And I like to put on Cops because I like to watch the TV show Cops. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of Cops, but something about it. So, that day, Cops were actually on Spike Network. Excuse me real quick. Cops was on Spike Network. And so I would turn the TV on, and it would usually be on that channel. Well, that day, I turned the TV on, and instead of Cops like it usually is, it's an all-day marathon of a TV show called Ink Master. And so I'm like, whatever, like I said, I'm just gonna smoke a bowl and pass out anyway. So I do the thing, you know, and I'm laying there, I'm watching it. It's an interesting show. This isn't bad, you know, it's if you're not familiar with it, it's like 20 or something, 15, I don't know, tattoo artists. They compete against each other with different tattoo challenges to eliminate a person each episode, and at the end there's 3 left, and the winner gets 10 grand and shit like that, you know, reality game show or whatever, where they're all living in a house together. So I'm watching that. I get to episodes like 3, 4, 5, and there's this girl on there. She's a tattoo artist. I'm not going to name any names. I'm going to try to omit any info. I don't want, you know, anything bad to come of this. And so the girl in there, a tattoo artist, and I'm watching it, and I thought she was really attractive, and I thought she was really funny, and that was directed to her personality. And so but whatever. I mean, who doesn't watch TV and feel that way about somebody, right? You move on. So I'm watching it, and there's just something that was drawing me to her. So I thought to myself, well, shit, she's a tattoo artist, you know, she probably has a website, and so maybe I could send her a message or something. So I send her an email, and I say, hey, I think you're really beautiful. I know you live halfway across the country from where I live, but there's just something about you, and I like you, and I just wanted to say what's up, you know, and see where it goes. And here's a couple of pictures of me so you know who I am, or at least who I say I am, right? Excuse me, I dropped that. So, a couple days go by, and I'm at work, and I check my email, and boom, there's a message from her. She says, I've never really done anything like this, and I don't really respond to guys that hit me up on the internet. You know, I've been having guys messaging me because of the show, but you seem interesting, and, you know, tell me more about yourself. So then I give her like the 3-paragraph version of my life story, you know, and we're talking, so we're emailing, okay, text me, we're texting, hey, let's FaceTime, and so we're fucking FaceTiming so much that I had to get a new phone because my battery was just not having it, and so, yeah, so we talk, and we'd known each other for a week or two, and she says, I'm going to fly out to San Francisco, and let's stay in a hotel for the weekend. And so we do it, we hit it off, you know, we did the damn thing. It's not like when you're 13 or 15 and you're like trying to finger a girl in the crowd at Warped Tour, you know, you have your own hotel room and you get to have sex like normal people, as like adults. And so, yep, so we did all that, you know, went to a lot of different places, showed her around, and we were, you know, into each other. So a couple weeks after that, I flew to where she was, and I stayed with her for a week, and we hit it off. It's great. So then she came back a couple more times to San Francisco, and at this point, we've known each other 2 or 3 months. And so the finale, the season finale of Ink Master, which is taped live in New York, was coming up, and she could invite as many people as she wanted. And so she told me, you know, you should come. And I'm like, well, shit, you know, I'd have to take some time off work, and it's kind of short notice, but I'm going to see what I can do. So I tell my boss, he says, I'll see what I can do, right? So few days before, week before, he tells me, sorry, can't do it, not happening. So I tell her, sorry, can't do it, not happening. And the taping was on a Tuesday night. I woke up that week's Monday morning for work at 4 a.m. and I just thought, you know what? What if I just say, fuck it all? And so I called her. She happened to wake up, and I said, hey, here's an idea. I call in right this week to work. I tell them I'm not coming in, and I'm going to put in my 2 weeks also. I'm going to quit, and I'm going to move to Arkansas. Oh. Well, I can't fucking edit it out now. It's freaking 18 minutes in the video. I'm not telling this over again. So, anyway, so I said, I'll move in with you. And so she said, all right, let's do it. And so, still can't get over that I slipped that out. And I'm going to make a bigger deal of it, which is going to make it seem like a bigger deal to somebody. And then they're going to go fuck with this person or tell them I'm talking about them. And then they're going to fucking contact my mom and tell them I'm a drug addict. Anyway, which she has. Anyway. She said, okay, let's do it. So I don't even want to call my boss. I don't even want to text him. So I send my boss a video message. Sorry, dude, I'm not coming back. Unless you want me in a week, I'll come back, and then I'll do my 2 weeks. So they were pissed. So, I got the first flight I could book. It sucked, man. I had to get on a plane in San Francisco at 1 p.m., fly to fucking, like, Colorado to Minneapolis, do a, like, slight overnight, few hours, and then go to New York. I got to New York Tuesday at, like, 11 a.m., and the taping was, like, 6, and I had, like, barely any sleep, sleeping on a fucking airport floor. And so it was just, you know, whatever, the things you do for love, right? Or for to go see the live finale Ink Master taping. Anyway, so for a second I was like, wait, did I even say what the TV show was? But it doesn't matter at this point. So go do it. You know, we go to the finale. It's a fucking party. It's a great time. We you know, we're hanging out, and we were staying at a hotel actually with her apprentice and his girlfriend, and so it was the four of us. And these fuckers, she had bank, she made bank, but these two were so poor that they had to share the room with her, and they didn't know I was coming, so they were all fucking sharing the same bed, which, sleeping lengthwise, whatever. So anyway, we go to the fucking, do a drinking game with how many times I say like or so anyway, and fucking you'll be dead within a minute. So anyway, is another one. We go to the after party. There's an after party. Oh, everybody's there. Fucking Dave Navarro, fucking, what's the guy's name? I don't know, Oliver or something like that. These hosts from the show. And all the contestants were all there. Fucking open bar, party. It's great. And she gets fucking wasted, dude. This girl is like so wasted. She's on the street in New York, on the ground, like sitting on the ground with her hands on the ground, bro. Like somebody's piss-covered fucking sidewalk. And so we, this is maybe TMI, but whatever, we're already into it. We were so horny that we were like, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get to the hotel room before the other two that were staying with us. Let's get there before they get back and we can fuck, right? And so we get back there, just fucking drunk, nasty, fucking crazy sex, right? Monkey sex. And so they fucking come back right as soon as we're done. It was crazy. And like I said, we got wasted, but we're, you know, it's all kind of a blur. But I wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. and I'm just kind of, you know, coming to, and I'm like, I had been doing opiates for a couple of years at this point, and there would be times where when you didn't have some for a while, you would, you'd get sweaty in your sleep. And so I woke up and I'm like, fuck, dude, like I'm hella sweaty. Like this is beyond crazy. Like I'm embarrassed. Oh my God. Like maybe I could clean it up first. And I'm like, it is all over. Like this is crazy. And so it was like by my like underwear and stuff. And so I woke up and like I went to the bathroom and I like pulled my like clothes off or something, and I smelled them, and it was piss, man. And so I've never done that in my life. And so Jesse wakes up, because that's the dude's name, and he's like, bro, dude, Katie, oh, damn it. Anyway, she pissed the bed. She peed the bed. So we were all sleeping in this girl's piss all night too. Whatever, we got too far off on the tangent here. So anyway, a couple weeks go by, I finished shit up in California, you know, any loose ends or whatever, and I fucking last 2 days, bro, I'm going hard. I'm smoking pills all day. I'm just fucking just partying for the last time, because I'm thinking I'm moving to a fucking southern state where there's nothing. It's gonna be fine. And it was for a while, but so I moved there, moving with her, and things were all right for a little bit of time. I mean, I don't want to get into too many details, but after a few months, I was starting to feel really mistreated and started to feel really used and talked down to and stuff. She was making quite a bit of money, and she didn't want me to have a job. She wanted me to be her personal assistant, and so she was my boss too. You know, my girlfriend, my boss, which doesn't work out. I wouldn't suggest having your significant other as your boss or direct superior or whatever the fuck. So after a few months there, I started to feel really upset, and so I started seeking out the pills, and so I started getting into them again, which sucked, and so I kind of hid that for her for a while, and she didn't even find out till after we were broken up. We just woke up one day and we're like, this isn't working, and so the crazy part was she had me as her personal assistant, so when we broke up, I said, I don't really have any money, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And she said, how much do you need, you know? And I was like, $2,000, and she wrote me the check right there. Can you imagine if every time you got, like, you broke up in a relationship, you got paid by that person? Fuck, how nice would that be, right? That would make every breakup amazing. People break up way quicker than they break up with people, you know? They think, fuck, oh, it's my friend, I love him, I have mutual friends, this and that. I might see him at a show. Wait, $2,000? Get out of here. Kick him to the curb. So anyway, yeah, so that didn't work out. So, you know, this is a 10-year dating history now of the internet, you know? There were little things here and there. I mean, I haven't even gotten into other stories, you know? Like, oh, Jesus, like, if you know what Last FM or Audio Scrobbler is, I met a girl on there one time that turned out to be one of my best friends, and then we fucking banged because we were high on coke one night. It didn't work out, but hey, we moved on. Anyway, so after the year-long thing with the tattoo artist girl, I'm like, okay, I need to just chill in California, and I need to not do this whole internet thing or chasing tail, you know, across country or whatever my deal is, right? Excuse me. Okay, so anyway, so I'm back home getting, you know, my stuff situated and, you know, getting a job and everything. And I was with my parents for a couple months and I got my own place. And so one night, these people I moved in with, they played the whole we're responsible, we're, you know, grown and stuff. And man, at this place I would wake up at 3 in the morning, people yelled, "Hey, who wants more Molly?" I'm like, God damn, dude. And I'd have to wake up for work at 4 in the morning, so it wasn't cool. But we did some partying. And so I had this roommate, and he was fucking, you know, he'd have shrooms or coke or Molly or all this different shit any day. So one day he's got Molly, and I hadn't done it in a while. And so I was like, fuck it, let's do it. I don't have work or whatever. And so do Molly, I'm up like at 2 a.m. like being a horn dog, you know, being a creep. I'm scrolling through fucking Instagram, like I'm done with porn, bro. I don't want to see that fake shit anymore. I'm looking for some real chicks. So I'm looking through like some hashtags, like some fucking like BBW shit, because I mean, I'll admit it, that's one of my things. But I'm looking through some shit and I come across this girl. It's a plus size lingerie model, and I'm like, nice, you know, I'm into it. And so I sent her a message, drunk and high on Molly. I said, "Do you have a boyfriend?" That's all I said. And I fucking passed out, woke up the next day, and I'm, you know, doing my shit, and I look at my phone and I get a message from a girl that says, "No, why?" And I'm like, "No, why? What is she, who is this? What is she talking about?" And I saw what I said, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, because I'm on my way, you know, like, I don't know, that's what I say. I didn't say it with a question mark, but I was like, because I'm on my way, you know, trying to sound like Mr. Cool Guy. Well, I didn't know she lived in Philadelphia, and I live in California, so it's all the way fucking across the country. It's gonna take me a sec to get there. And so, you know, we start talking, and this time I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it slow, I'm not gonna jump in anything. And she also had a 5-year-old daughter, so that's a lot of responsibility, and I'm still messing around with pills. And so we knew each other for about 9 months. This is a few years ago. And I was like, you know what, I need to get away from my surroundings, I need to get clean, and what better way than to go all the way across the country to a single mom with a 5-year-old daughter that could use my help, and a strong man to be there with her. Okay, I'm gonna fucking do it, right? So again, party my ass off the last fucking month. It was a month of partying. I was going hard for a month. And, went and actually met the daughter before the partying, but while I was there, and the daughter loved me, and so it's all right, we sealed the deal, it's gonna happen. So a month later, I pack all my shit into a few suitcases and I move. And I'm there with her, and you know what? I really don't want to go into more details of all this shit. It didn't work out. I was clean for maybe a month, and then I started going back to partying again. Fucking talking with a coworker about it, and he goes, "I fucking do the same thing. You want to get high tonight?" Boom. You know, it was over. But we had issues from like the second week I was there. I think she thought I was gonna be like her savior, like fucking daddy, here he comes, gonna fucking make everything okay. Like, no, I'm still trying to figure my own shit out, you know. I need an equal partnership. I'm not fucking Captain Save-A-Ho, you know. I'm not going across the country to fucking clean up all the bullshit. So, didn't work out. Came back home, and you know, I've met girls on OkCupid and shit, but I'm done doing the internet thing. So that's the whole internet dating history as far as I can remember. There might be certain parts. I hope you guys find that interesting. For some reason, some of you think just hearing me talk is interesting, which is great. So I'll keep talking. Trust me, I can talk all day. So you fucking, you sealed the deal here. You're never gonna shut me up. So anyway, yep, that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, there's no moral of the story. I don't know. Follow your heart. This isn't Jerry Springer's final thoughts. I don't have anything planned out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, bye.